Alright guys, sorry for the lack of videos, but I've had a hard time finding any decent battles in Warhammer. They've all been kind of shit, just left. But anyway, here's a pretty decent battle, I think. So I'm playing as the Dwarves, my ally is the Beastman. Fuck, sorry. And up front I have 2 Coilers, followed by 3 Dwarf Warriors with shields. Then 3 Miners with blasting charges. My Runesmith, a Thane, and Thorgrim Grudgebearer with a Longbeard, 2 Hammers, and 2 other Longbeards in the back line. Immediately, I'm being pelted by 2 Great Cannons and a Steam Tank from the Empire player, who also has a front line of 3 Spearmen with shields, a Swordman from what I can see, 2 Halberdiers, another Swordman, 1 more Swordsman, and there should be, I think, another Greatsword out here to the flank. And he also has the Candle Wizard, who just spawns a Manticore and all friends. For the Chaos player, we have Chaos Giant, Chaos Warriors with Cavalries, 2 Chaos Warriors, Chaos Sorcerer of Death, another Chaos Warrior with 2 chevrons, oh no, 1 chevron, and Chaos Warrior with 1 chevron, Chaos Knight, and another Chaos Knight, both with a chevron. And we have a Chaos Lord on a flying monster. I don't even know what that's called. Let's put it in slow motion real quick so I can finish this one. So we have an Ungor Herd. Looks like 4 Ungor Herd, a Gorbel, a Beast Lord, a second Gorbel, 2 Minotaur units, both with great weapons. These guys are badass as fuck. But then we have 2 Centaurs, a Razor Horde, and a Cygor in the back. So the Empire player is coming out here trying to snipe my legendary lord. I'm not having that shit. He also pummels through one of my hammers, but I started swarming him, and he ends up taking a lot of damage from this engagement. And then he's tearing through my front lines, and just generally disrupting my entire formation. Like, right now would have been a very good time for him to press forward, but he doesn't, because as you can see, my formation is very disrupted and just generally a mess. We have Karl Franz running into my blasting charges. I'm trying to slow him down with my orders, but he's probably do that too. All the cannon fire coming in, he's generally just doing a lot of damage to them. So I probably should have buffed it earlier, but I'm starting to buff with the Rune of Negation and the Rune of Potent Steel. Trying to just delay or stop some of the damage coming in. His Feral Manticore starts to waver, and my ally runs over his Centaurs and Vestigor Herd. Sorry. What are these things? Razigors. To bog down Karl Franz and to damage him. While my Boilers and Dwarf Warriors are fighting him. I was originally bringing over my long range hammers to this flank, but because of the 2 swordsmen and 1 greatsword and the Chaos Knight, I pulled back to help just reinforce the front line, and so they can be supported by my lords. Over here I dropped the Vortex, and I dropped a spell on Karl Franz. Damage, but I don't know what it was. But we basically take down Karl Franz's health, and now he's routing off the field. It does not kill him, he does not leave the battlefield, he does come back, but he is very, very damaged now. And now he's just trying to reform my lines. My Coilers are starting to fire into the Spearmen. As his cannons just continue to pummel my soldiers. Back on my Longbeards. One of my hammers is really beat up. This one really hurt by the those charges in this one even more. But they're still combat effective. I started firing my boilers on one of his cannons, just thinking to take down this crew. While my ally has kind of just formed up and is now starting to fire on the enemy lines. And the Chaos Lord tried to go over to the sideboard to silence him, but he got swarmed by a Razor and now the second goes to reinforcing. He's about to be taken off the field as well. Over here they drop into Vortex. They're really just messing my troops up. And the first charge is Spearman coming. I'm throwing my blasting charge into the Spearman, which probably was not a great idea. But the idea behind my line was I had the Dwarf Warriors take the brunt of the charge. I was hoping it'd be something more elite. Besides Spearman, and my miners would throw the blasting charges into the fight, which helped me inside of my favor. Considering my dwarves are heavily armored, could probably take blasting charges. In the back lines, the Chaos Knights charged my Longbeards, and my other unit of Longbeards, oh shit, these guys just got smashed. My other unit of Longbeards is engaging the Swordsman, while the Hammers, or one of the Hammers, is taking on a Greatsword. They should win this fight. I think they would. But I also bring in Thorgrim Grudgebearer to support this fight, just to help break those units a bit faster, while the steam tank is pulling on the flank to start firing into the side of my troops. And my miners have now engaged their spearmen along with my dwarf warriors. And my quarrelers just kind of got caught in the mix, and now they're being killed by a feral manticore, and they've been clipped by these spearmen. But he brought his lords and warrior priests into this fight, so they're gonna put an unforcement and then warriors into this fight. Then Soul Blight got cast on them, so they're gonna be taking quite a bit of damage from that. And his Minotaurs are also smashing through these cavalries. Probably not a good idea for them to be in that fight, considering there's a bonus large units. I am doing a decent job at repelling his infantry attack, but the cavalry and the steam tank are going to be along with the spells. I also have a lot of units held up in the back lines, which I could really use up front. I bring my Thane into combat with these Chaos Knights, he just got thrown. And I start buffing my units with the range hit, and I use Deadly Onslaught on my Thane. Where's my unit? There he is. I just dropped the unit of Focus Steel to get more fire to my hammers and to my back lines. I really should have brought them over here and used more of these units to support in that fight. There's so much over here. My dwarf warriors are holding out. Steam tank is now into combat with these massive units, but they're only minors, so it will hold them down, but it won't do really anything. Bring a unit of hammers and Longbeards into this fight to reinforce, as well as some buffing with the mitigation to increase the damage coming in on my infantry. While these hammers and a Longbeard as well as Thorgrim are holding off with Greatsword and sword from the back lines. Over here I have my Longbeards holding down the spearmen. They should be able to win that fight, even though they're outnumbered. And the steam tank is still just tearing it up, as well as these Chaos Knights. My ally is doing an alright job of taking on Chaos. These Chaos Wars and Powders are doing pretty good work on his Beast Lord, and the Beast Lord is able to get out of that fight. He's being gamed up on. The Minotaurs are doing pretty well, but again, they could probably not all be in this one fight and help the Chaos or the Beast Lord get out of that fight. Carl Franz is on mad low health. I'm trying to bring these Quarrelers in, or I will be in a moment. I'm trying to bring this Quarrelers Dwarf back in, try and take off Carl Franz. But right about now, all my units start routing. And it just comes down to my Ringsmith, my Thane. So my Thane starts wavering in a moment. So I drop my healing potion on him, just to try and give him some extra health so he may be able to stay in. Or if he died, then, you know, why not? But he doesn't end up routing. And he was kind of wasted. My Runesmith, the Empire player should have done something to deal with him a lot earlier, considering he has the chance to, and he could have now, but they don't, and that allows me to continue to buff our units with him. Over here, Thorgrim just went down into this onslaught of flying units and steam tank, as I'm pouring Polar Fire into this Amber Wizard and Carl Franz, trying to see if I can take them off the field. And the Pharaoh Manicore and the Amber Wizard come in to silence both of my Quarrelers. And then they drop Blood Boar on my Quarrelers again, and they start to swell all these big group of units. The Empire player basically ignores my Thane, which allows him to just run through the back lines and cause damage as well as attack and rear penalties. Which he doesn't do too much when he's only one person, but he still does get a lot of kills and they don't even bother attacking. And still over here they're ignoring my Thane. I drop Oath of Steel to try and keep my hammers alive, but they end up routing anyway. And these Chaos Knights are running through the back line, just mopping up the rest of my Dwarf Warriors. Over here my Thane is taking on the Spearman, trying to get him off the field. And my ally is taking on the steam tank with his Dwarf. I do bring up my Thane and then also in this fight, because steam tanks have a lot of health. Basically, holy shit, I just got thrown. When I bring my Thane in, and I drop, unit of Oath of Steel on all the units in this fight, give them more armor and sustainability. That's my big sword. This is still being ignored by the enemy. And we end up taking down the steam tank. I'm going to put them on fast forward. Some of my units come back from routing, and I'm trying to pull them in, as well as some Empire units. None of them really get in though, because Carl Franz just comes in and just mops them up, and they can't really do anything to take Carl Franz down. I do fire at them with my Quarrelers, but they end up breaking before they can do any real damage. His Empire units did come back, but they ended up breaking almost immediately because of the Gorbals and Centaur's morale penalties.
Come on!
And then it just turns into like a chase fest. And would just chase down Karl Franz, would end up killing him there. And then would just chase down the remaining Empire units and Chaos units. At this point, I notice the Chaos Sorcerer over here. I tell my ally to go pin him down so my Runesmith and Thane can get over there, but they end up conceding defeat, and we win. It was a pretty close battle, I think. So yeah, please like, favorite, and subscribe, and yeah, that's basically all.